G'day gamers, Aussie Wargamer here in Moree, Australia, and welcome to my channel. On this episode, we continue on the road to CanCon, and I'll be chatting about some terrain I made to experiment some techniques and aesthetics for my army. So let's get to it, eh? So I'm pretty keen to give the army a dark, spooky, swamp kind of look, something that would fit into the AOS 28 aesthetic, link in the description below for that. So I wanted to make some swampy terrain to try and figure out what works and what doesn't. I made some swamp trees by cutting some branches off some Woodland Scenics tree armatures, sculpted some roots at the bottom of the tree, and made some hanging foliage out of cotton wool and watered down PVA with some green ink mixed in. I'm thinking for my display board, I'll sculpt two trees with much bigger boughs, but use the same kind of foliage and put some weathered timber platforms in them to put my arches on. I used a variety of mixed herbs with some modelling paste to create a base that resembles mud with leaves and other detritus caked into it. I think I put too much of a yellow tint into it when I was painting. I used a yellow ochre as the final highlight, so I think I'll brown it up later on. And I think it's a little too thick, so I'll grind everything down a little finer and add some fine sand into the mix when I base my models. The rest of the vegetation is a combination of herbs, flock, tufts, and aquarium plants. I made some ferns by punching out the leaves of an aquarium plant with a Green Stuff World punch and gluing them together. There's a bunch of dead fall that I made with twigs and sticks from my backyard, and I really like the way they look. I haven't finished the water feature pieces yet. I was using Woodland Scenics realistic water, but I underestimated how much I would need because that stuff shrinks a lot. Next time, I'm definitely going with a clear resin instead. I did brush some of it over the flat pieces to give them a wet shine, which I really like. Overall, I think the terrain is a little bright for what I'm thinking, so on my models and my display board, I'll paint the plants and mud a bit darker. I learned a ton making it though and had an absolute blast. Not to mention, it looks great on the tabletop. My plan is to eventually have a table for each of the mortal realms, so this is my Gyran table done. In other CanCon news, I have my army planned out now and know all the conversions I want to do and mostly how I'm going to do them. And I'm working on a test model for me knights at the moment, which I should be able to unveil next episode. I'm learning a bunch working on him as well, playing around with different textures and transitions. I'm really excited about this army and can't wait for CanCon to have it all on the table and good to go. I'll probably be bringing my son to the event for the first couple of games at least to roll some dice with me and be me hype man. So that'll be bonza as well. I'd love to hear what you think about any of the stuff I'm making and painting in this series. So leave me a comment below and I'll have a proverbial chinwag with ya. Well, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe if you want to hear more of my voice. Catch yous later.